Visitors to Burncoose nurseries so often forget that there's a wonderful woodland garden at Burncoose, which is about 30 acres in size, and it's reasonably flat, so walking around the garden is relatively easy if you've got a few minutes of extra time after you've been to the nursery. And the important thing, Burncoose garden is absolutely free, and it's something that I suspect not enough people are picking up on just as Magnolia time starts here at Burncoose. I'm standing in front of Magnolia sprengeri Diva var Burncoose, which was bred by Arnold Dance, the head gardener here, and planted in about 1967. As you can see, it's an enormous tree, but that's just the start of the Magnolia season here. If we just pan around the front here, you will see the white of Magnolia lobneri merrill, and in the distance the pink of sprengeri Diva. And if we turn a little further south, you see the dark colours of Magnolia J.C. Williams just starting to come out in front of a nice pure white Magnolia. If we now look down in front of the house into the field leading down to the lake, you can see the Magnolias are just starting to come fully out. Just the tops of the trees are starting to show, and when you look down through there we can see a good half a dozen Magnolias, which will take your breath away if you come to the garden and have a good look round. So we're now standing on the tennis court at Burncoose, and look at the display which is starting to take shape behind me. You can see Magnolia sargentiana robusta just coming out, and a white form of Magnolia mollicumata, which is a little bit further out, and several others coming up into flower at the same time. And even when we turn right around, we see Magnolias in the distance, and then on the bottom end of the tennis court we see just the very first few flowers on Magnolia Shiraz. I'm now standing right beside a record UK and Ireland tree. This is Magnolia sargentiana robusta, and it's a record tree because it's over 100 feet high and taller than any other magnolia of this variety. But as you can see when we look up through the tree, we haven't even got any colour yet. All this is to come in the next second, third, fourth week of March, and probably into April. It's a spectacular sight, one that your children may never have seen, and to see a tree of this size and height covered in bright pink flamingos on every twig is something not to be missed. So evergreen magnolias too in the Burncoose garden, and I'm standing in front of the extraordinarily rare Magnolia macclurei. To many older gardeners we'd have called this a mycelia, but I'm afraid the Chinese have now reclassified all mycelias as magnolias. But here we are, the most gorgeous scent, which if you were here you could smell on the breeze. This is an extraordinarily rare plant and may well also be a record in the UK, we don't really know yet. But here it is flowering away with this beautiful yellowish flower fading to cream and a gorgeous scent. Even the entrance to Burncoose nurseries is looking absolutely fantastic, with this huge hedge of Camellia Williamsi donation, with magnolias just coming into flower on top of it. What an entrance to the garden, what an entrance to the nursery. And just wait until we have a look at the rhododendron season in April, the azalea season in May, and the bluebell season in late May. They're just as good as the magnolias, so please do make a point of having a Sunday stroll or whatever in Burncoose garden.